Good afternoon, everybody. Luke again for the Matias group. We are here in our wonderful, in fact, it's a change of scenery. We've actually come downstairs for this office chat. We thought it was a lot more relevant because in the house today we have Madonna from Melrose International. Welcome, my lovely.
Hello, how are you?
I could not be better.
Wonderful.
And Madonna is a bit of a stylish cat, so we thought, well, we better come and film downstairs in the wooden hanger showroom with one of our sales going on for Buy Timo at the moment. We thought Madonna would be a lot more comfortable.
Well, I suggested to come down here because I'm going to steal some stuff on my way out.
Whatever you like, whatever you like. Wonderful having you along here.
Thank you.
Madonna is a close friend of ours, and to be honest with you, makes us look really good whenever we introduce you, which is why I can't wait to introduce you to the rest of my network. Madonna is in government grants. And Madonna is a part of a networking group I'm well entrenched in, and her nickname is Moneybags Melrose, amongst other things. So what Madonna does is basically pull money from the government and reimburses it into your balance sheet and into your profit and loss, monies that you've already spent on the production and development of items and assets and services, and then I'm looking forward to learning a bit more about the whole
You're doing very
journey.
well already.
Well, I listen to you. I introduce you to everybody, and it makes me look really good. So I need to know the product.
Absolutely.
Madonna, why don't you spend a couple of moments giving us a quick brief on what you do, and then we'll look out for when to bring you in, when your sort of product is relevant, when it can really help people, because your product, your service has the chance to change people's businesses.
It does. It does. It changes, transforms lives, businesses. I like to be brought in the beginning of the person's journey, because planning is so important for any business, and knowing what is available to you, knowing where your spend is going to be reimbursed. We can help maximise that reimbursement for you. So to know and be a part of your journey and plan from the beginning is a really good time to engage us, purely for a conversation even. No obligation conversation, just to see what your future plans are for your product, for your service. Are you thinking of exporting? Are you developing a product that eventually you want to take to the rest of the world?
Yes.
They're all stages that we can assist with.
Absolutely. So you've got the R&D sort of grant. And then you've got the export grant.
Yes.
They're the two things that we've worked on together with our clients, with our friends. And then you've got another arm coming along where you help export the product and you help provide a client on the other end of the export.
Yes, so what we do now, Melrose International is now diversifying, and we are not wanting to let go of our beautiful clients because we go on that amazing journey with them for so long. We are now opening up distribution channels for products into Dubai, which is a very hard market. It's a very lucrative market. It's a very new market, but you need to know your stuff. So we have people in place in Dubai now that can help with that transition of getting your product or service from Australia into Dubai.
Okay.
And we have a similar setup now, just beginning with the Asian market. A lot of Australians think Asia's so close, must be easy just to head over there, take a suitcase full of beautiful clothes and just sell. But no, to understand a country's culture, to understand the process of, it's going to take you 10, 15 trips to get in front of the right people. Once you're in front of those right people, how do you behave? How do you react? What are their customs? What do they understand in business that we don't understand? How do they want to do business with us? It's simple little things of, the way you hold your business card in the Asian countries. And you might notice that immediately they'll turn the card over. They'll know you're serious if on the flip side of your business card is your English version written in Mandarin, Chinese, Indonesian. So there's all these tiny little things.
Make a note of that.
That you
Before we go over there, we need to really do the business card.
Exactly. But it's little things like that, and it's the gift giving. It's the yes, we give a gift, but what's too much of a gift? What's too extravagant? What's going to be laughed at? You never place someone's business card on top of someone else's, because then that person thinks that you think lesser of them. So it's an amazing thing. So once you start delving into things like that. It's like, you know, we need help because, you know, you are great at making a product, delivering a product, might be great in the business side of things, but to know and encompass everything is too much. So
Yep.
to call in people that know it and have lived it and breathed it and understand
Absolutely.
it, it's going to make such a marked difference to your business.
Absolutely. So there are a lot of outsourced services products in my network, in your network. And it's all around being a strategist, a specialist in a certain area, and that's the real value. And had a friend, Bernie Fernandez from Agero Group. He helped us move into this office, and we had the conversation around, you know, we could change the IT, we could do the desks, and we could do the layout and find this and find that, except it's taking away from what you do on a daily basis. So by bringing in specialists like you in certain areas, it's just so valuable because you don't have time to become a specialist in what you do, otherwise everyone would be. It's
And you can't. And you can miss so many important factors when you're trying to do it all. And, you know, once you miss those opportunities, they could be gone forever.
could be gone. Now, let's take it back a step. So I'm an Australian looking, I'm in Australia, whatever. I'm going to become a citizen
That
soon.
accent, I tell you what, you're not Australian.
I'm going to become a citizen soon,
Good.
if they
We
take me.
love you. We want you.
So I have an idea, potentially in, we've done skincare, we've done health and fitness products, we've done, I know chocolate and alcohol are big
Yes.
things in your network, in your sort of clientele.
In my life. Yes, go on.
Yes. Now, if I'm developing a product, I might have a new beer company or a product with a little bit of innovation to it. You can help with the R&D side of things.
Yes. So R&D.
How does that look? Just tell us a little bit more about that and sort of areas to think about when potentially looking at R&D.
Certainly. So R&D encompasses finding an answer to a hypothesis. That answer could be given in a positive or a negative. So your work could turn out or it may not work out. Doesn't matter. The fact that you are trying to innovate and produce something that doesn't yet exist becomes an R&D project.
Okay.
So it's based on that, what didn't you know? What couldn't you source? What couldn't you find out? What couldn't you ask somebody, say, in the manufacturing space?
Yep.
How do I make this product? If you can't find the answers to your questions, then you decide to endeavour to spend your own money and go out there and trial and error and experiment. That would encompass the R&D.
Okay.
It's the unknown. You had to do X, Y, Z.
That you can't buy off the shelf.
Yeah, certainly not buying anything off the shelf,
Yep.
certainly not taking anybody else's IP or knowledge. It is very much producing your own new content from start to finish. But it doesn't have to be a product, it can be a service.
Yep. Okay. So things come to mind like, I don't know, potato gin or something like that. Do you know these new versions of...
Yes, there's a beautiful ink gin.
Ink gin. Okay, so
Beautiful.
ink gin is relevant for R&D grants
Yes.
that you can help put in place for a business. Now, after that, so we go from the R&D grant, which is the development, and then we go into you have a market in Australia. You're moving nicely.
Yep.
But you want to grow. You want to go even further because no one else has this ink gin.
Yep.
You can help them export.
Absolutely.
So what does the export grant look like? What do you need to show? What are the things that you need to think about along that journey? Where are the key points for the...
Yeah, absolutely. With the export grant, it's very much about developing and moving your product into any other country outside Australia, New Zealand and North Korea.
Okay.
Don't ask me why they bundle New Zealand and North Korea together, but they do.
The obvious one.
But if you want to get your product into any other part of the world,
Yep.
you need to get there yourself. You need to get in front of these people and say, hi, I've got the best product, pick me, I want to be in your stores.
Yep.
That costs you money, costs you time.
To travel.
The travel costs, your per diems
IT.
while you're away.
Yep.
Obviously, your sampling, you give away a lot of product, your marketing, your brochures, your marketing material, all falls under banners of claimable export expenditure.
Okay.
But how it all comes about is that the government believes that every dollar they reimburse you, Australia's going to make about $8 or $9 in return, because effectively when you're over there on your own dime, you are selling Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm this new Australian gin. Hi, I'm this new Australian chocolate. Hi, I'm this new Australian skincare. Even though it's your own company, you are
You're selling
effectively
Australia.
selling Australia. So the government reimburses you
interesting.
50% of your expenditure because you've put your money, your business money up front, and you believe in yourself, you believe in your product, so therefore you are entitled.
So I've got a
to
product that I'm going to go and
payment.
sell overseas, whether it be fashion, whether it be a service. I go over there, I've got flights, I've got accommodation, I've got trade shows, I've got dinners with clients. This is all genuine, sort of claimable.
That is all claimable expense. It's broken down, there's a few categories for it. The airfare definitely is 50%
Yep.
refundable. You get a per diem, you get $350 per day, you're away, every staff member that travels with you.
Right.
And that covers food, accommodation and ground transport, so you don't
Yep.
have to keep receipts for a $2 coffee and that sort of thing, so you get a blanketed $350 per day. You're allowed to stay away for 21 days, that's the max where you get your $350, so you can stay longer or less. If you stay longer, you start supporting yourself.
Yep.
All the marketing material, so these beautiful brochures and catalogues for all these divine clothes behind us, they cost you money. And you might hand out, 1,000 of them over a weekend at a trade show. So that is marketing
Right.
material, so you would claim 50% back of the cost of that to you. The cost of the stand, we'd all love to exhibit in some of these
course.
amazing shows and exhibits overseas. That costs money. So the cost of the floor plan, the stand, cost of shipping, all of this, the freight to get all of that over there. So everything that you do out of pocket expense to get you in front of potential buyers and retailers and distributors of your product is part of
This
the
is
export
fantastic.
grant.
This is fantastic to know and to sort of scream from the rooftops here, because there's so many conversations I've had where friends and businesses I'm aware of are doing this,
Yep.
but they're just not aware that they
They
can
can get
genuinely
50%
claim
back,
this legally
Absolutely.
above the board. There's no
Absolutely. There's
messing
nothing
around.
about-
It's just a grant that's
It's
there
just
ready
a
to
grant.
go.
And it's not actually a given grant. These are, it's not a competitive grant. These are actually given grants.
Right.
So it's your money. If you've spent it on eligible expenditure, you are entitled to it back. So you're not competing with another fashion designer
Yep.
for
A
a
certain
little
amount.
stake of the government pool. It is actually your money. If it shows up in your P&L for that financial year,
Okay.
you go from financial year to financial year, then you are entitled to it back.
Wow. So if Johnny owns his business exporting, when do we get in? What's the process? Do we bring him
As
into
soon
you?
as you start thinking, as soon as you start wondering whether there is a market outside Australia for your product, and before your first trip, call us in.
Yep.
And we will
So you can
guide you,
plan
we
it.
will help you through, we will plan it, because with the export grant, there's 8 grants in total. The first grant, you can combine 2 years of trading. The first 2 grants are at 50% of expenditure. Then it becomes a sliding scale and a bit of a mathematical equation in terms of, are you getting revenue from your products as yet?
Yep.
So therefore your revenue versus your expenditure, whichever is lesser. But we can help you in that early stage, because in those first 2 grants, if you're getting 50% back, go hard. Maximise your return. So instead of thinking, oh, should I do that second or third trade show?
Do it.
Knowing, this helps incentivize you to go, okay, let's build this budget, let's pull it all together, let's go hard. And that is where you can maximise your return.
I
for
love
the export
this.
grant. So knowing that up front really, really helps.
Yep. I love this, and Madonna and her team have just they're terrific to deal with. It's such a laid back conversation.
We have fun.
fun.
It's government, and you think, oh, boring beige, but I've come from the fashion and beauty world. And Tom, who heads up my export department, he's been in the industry for 30 years, so
Yep.
there's nothing about export he doesn't know. So together we have fun and we see the fun side of life.
It's fantastic. And as we're developing our own brand and range and we're exporting, it's we're using Madonna's service, and that's why we can sort of push it out to my network, because there's genuine value there. I wouldn't introduce anyone who I would be afraid of or uncertain to deal with on a personal level.
Mhm.
So love having you.
Thank
Love
you.
having you here, and love you being on a part of this journey through business that we're all on. And
It's amazing. It's having fun too, and I say to a lot of people that I never actually work a day in my life, because how can you call this work? Seriously.
some people call it very hard work to deal with me.
You're hard work.
Okay, well, there we go.
But this isn't hard work. No, it's like, we've talked about it many times, you attract your tribe and you're drawn to spaces and people and an industry that you want to work in. And I
Yep.
wanted to help. How I got into this was I was producing and manufacturing my own skincare and makeup range.
Yes.
I had 3 retail stores across Melbourne. I had no idea these grants existed. And if I had have known, it would have made such a difference. My skincare and makeup range would most obviously still been going now.
Hmm. But
So
then I
when-
wouldn't have met you.
No, that's true. Well, we may, who knows? Fate, we would have
Watch the
met
makeup.
somewhere else. So it's like when I found out about these grants, I made it my life mission to champion them to people out there, let them know that this exists.
Because it makes a
There's
difference
something
in
there to
people's
help
lives.
you. Because the government's not going to say, hey, I've got money here for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have to let them know.
So come to us. Within our network, we have money for you.
We have money.
And you
I'm
can
the
go and buy your
ATM.
new cars and all sorts of things.
Yeah,
Money
I'll
bags,
get you all
Melrose
the
in the
money
house.
And you spend it all with Luke.
Oh, perfect,
Buy all the
perfect.
clothes out the back. Yeah, I've got my eye on some of these clothes, I tell you.
Now, while we're here, you
Yes.
have been on the business journey.
Yes.
Your company is
Few
growing
years.
beautifully, and
40 years now, I think.
adding values and smiles along the way. Now, you've recently undertaken a different sort of journey, haven't you?
I have indeed, Luke.
And Madonna's always come across very smiley and energetic and beautiful, but she's recently taken the bull by the horns and done something for herself.
I have indeed.
And you've got a new habit, and you're seeing
have
friends of
many
ours.
new habits, yes.
Why don't you talk to us a bit about your journey that you're currently on, and
Absolutely.
what it means to you in business? What difference has it made in life?
Where to start? I guess ending a very long relationship was a very hard thing to do. We all get
Okay.
stuck in places. And, finding that strength and courage to move out of that situation, but coming from the heart in knowing that the separation and change will be good for both parties. It wasn't just a selfish, get out, I want something different. It was like together, people tend to not work anymore. So that was a situation I found myself in late last year. And as a result of that, I guess in the last 8 or so months, maybe 9 months, I've lost nearly 35 kilos. and it keeps coming off. I can't stop it.
5
I know.
kilos.
And talking about fashion, I mean, I was a size 18, sometimes 22. I'm now a size 8, extra small, but my mind hasn't quite caught up to the body. I mean, I look at these clothes here and it's like, oh, I could wear them, I could fit into them now, and but yeah, marrying that mind and body is still I've still got some work to do. But physically,
Yeah.
I have so much energy, so much clarity. I'm up for anything. I'm ready to embrace, and
Wow.
I don't want to die. I saw my trainer this morning and I said, I don't want to die. I just want to keep living because I feel so good. Whereas, picture me 18 months ago, 2 years ago, I was nearly dead. I was huge. I was over, I'm 5 foot and I was over 100.
What's it meant to have you seen the difference between, obviously, your personal side and the actual weight loss, but mental clarity, and what effect has that had on your business along the way? Because it seems, I'm fairly close with you, and I watch your business grow as I watch your dress sizes shrink. What's the alignment here?
Dichotomy. Who am I? Look, the alignment is that I now truly believe that I can do anything. And it's that focus, it's that determination, and it's like, you know, losing weight is, I think, very, very difficult. But if you can do that, setting up deals in Dubai and China, and that's going to be easy. So yeah, it's just allowed me to think. I was so trapped. I mean, weight traps you. You put it on as a protective barrier, and it weighs you down literally, and it traps you. And now that I'm free to accept and encourage and ask and pull in so many other ideas, business opportunities, personal opportunities, and that's just what keeps coming at the moment. And that's the next stage, as I said, of you know, helping my clients. I don't want them to leave once I've, you know, helped them with all their export grants and everything. I don't want to let go of them. So to assist them into getting into other areas of, you know, the export countries is just something else. But I'm doing an interior design course too now.
Just throw it in.
I told you that. Yeah. Just thought I'd throw that in.
Don't talk to my wife. I don't. You've got expensive taste. I don't want you having a bad influence on.
So
that conversation, it's got me mesmerised. People often ask why I'm energetic and why I bounce around a lot, and it is without equivocation because I feed from the people around me. In a business sense, in a mentoring sense, in an energy sense, and surrounding yourself with good people, like perfect example here, makes me a better person. Makes me a better person every day. Makes me a better leader. Makes me a better business person. Makes me just better in all assets of life. So I would love to thank you for being a part of that, being an influence on me, being an influence on my clients, and being able to add value to them. So it makes me look good, and then they're smiling from the other side, and this smiles all round, and it's just a good world to be a part of when you surround yourself with good people, and you're one of those, Madonna. So thank you so very much for being a part of my network and coming into our office today. And
thank you.
Please, if anyone has any questions or wants to know anything further, send us an email, get in touch with us. I'm always more than happy recommending Madonna and her team. So beautiful.
Thanks, Luke. Thank you. Yeah, kiss.